Alright, so what is up everybody? Thank you for tuning in to today's video. So I'm going over a couple of little things I've done to the car in the past week. I had a really bad exhaust leak, so I went ahead and got studs and bolts from Z1 Motorsports. I did put those bolts on. I believe that so much as far as like the car smelling like exhaust fumes killed the leak, but today is gonna be the tester day to see if we actually did that. I'm gonna do a little bit of driving today. I gotta stop at the car wash and vacuum out my car because it's really dirty on the bottom end. And other than that, probably just gonna hit some back roads and just like give it some gas and see if it actually starts smelling like exhaust fumes again. I don't think it will, but I guess today's the day where we're gonna test it out and see. All right, so the car's warming up right now. Just waiting for it to get a little warmer, and then we're gonna head out. Hopefully, the problem is gonna stop. That's the goal. I don't know. I know I'm still leaking exhaust fumes on the back end of my exhaust. I imagine that's probably from like bad gaskets or something, but I obviously can't tell. That's gonna be the next thing I look into, is getting all new gaskets for the rear of the exhaust and hopefully getting that situated. Oh wow, the Amazon truck would park right behind me. Make sure I don't hit this dude's car. Alright. This thing is very loud now. I noticed that once I fixed the manifold, this car got like 10 times louder. Like, Jesus Christ. I love it though. This is probably the best car I've driven in so long. But it's definitely still leaking. I can hear it when I'm driving. I don't usually hear it until I'm in like the 2,500 to 3,000 RPM range. So it might not be an exhaust leak. I've been reading on the forums and some people say it could be a couple of other things. The next thing I'm going to do to this car is probably going to be new valve covers. Not that I need them, but I kind of want to replace them. I'm going to do gaskets, plugs, and then I also might do ignition coils, because there's like well, 1A Auto, there's like a set that they have for like, it's like 150 for like the whole thing. It's like 6 sparks and 6 ignition coils. For most places, it's like, I don't even know how much. It's like a couple $100 just for like the coils alone. So I don't know if you guys can hear it or like hear me. So if you guys can hear me, I do apologize, because this is the first time I actually had the GoPro in this car. I know in my clips you guys can hear me pretty well, but that's also, it was a little bit quieter than this. So good though with the smell. So that was like the biggest thing, because like I noticed when I was driving for like a longer period of time that my car would then like start stinking. Like, I mean, like it was a bad smell with exhaust fumes. So I'm glad that that's kind of died down, more or less, probably because it's probably pushing it out of the other areas down past like the cabin where it's leaking out of. So now it doesn't leak into like when I turn like my AC on, it literally just reeks like exhaust fumes, and I hated the way that smelled. But that's the one thing I am happy that I did fix with the new studs. So I had to do one on the passenger side and one on the driver's side. The driver's side one was actually bent. I don't know if it was bent. It was in there at a weird angle, and they didn't put it in all the way, so like it wasn't mating with the actual manifold itself. On the driver's side, it was actually in fine, but for some reason it was like way too close to the actual like down like the exhaust manifold itself, and it was like I couldn't get a bolt on it. So I took that one out, I put a bolt on it, and then I put it back in, so that way it somehow at that point went in normally. I don't know. I did the driver's side, I did the passenger side, and then pretty much that kind of killed the smell up front, but now I can smell it expensive, if I can find like a set, or just like if I can figure out exactly which one I need and just get that one. Ooh, that did not sound good. But other than that, it sounds good, guys. Like, it sounds decent. I am not mad. So I'm going to, we're actually pulling up to the car wash now, and I know it's super loud there with all like the vacuum stuff going, so I'm gonna pause the video and I'll hop back on the video once I'm done cleaning out my car. Okay, so as you guys can see, we are back at the house. I had a malfunction with my GoPro, and it like was saying like my SD card wasn't found, even though the SD card was in the GoPro. Not really sure what was going on there, but nevertheless, we're back at the house. I cleaned out the car a little bit, got everything kind of like swept up because it was super. Now we're gonna take the car out to like the back road areas and like really like open it up. I'm gonna do a little photo shoot as well. So if you don't follow me on IG, follow me on IG so you guys can see the photos I take today. I was doing some inspecting on my exhaust to find out why it's rattling so much. And I noticed on my passenger side exhaust, at the very end, there's a hanger that's missing. So I noticed that like when I like shake the exhaust on each side, the driver's side doesn't make any noise, and then the passenger side, like at the very back, makes a lot of noise. Like it sounds kind of like sounds like crap in my opinion. And basically, I realized that like it's doing that because it's like that like little area where it's supposed to be like hung up. Other than like it's like there's two like right by it. So the one is actually connected and the other one's not. So I'm going to try to find like if I can find an OEM one from like another car. Because it's actually missing the piece on. I imagine that it, like the hanger slides onto on like the actual car. Now that obviously the piece that's on the exhaust is still there. It just doesn't have anything like it's not in anything because it doesn't have anything to like to go into. So I'm gonna try and find one on like Marketplace or something like that and see if I can pick one up for cheap, and then if not, then I'll try to see if I can find one online, that like a new one online or something like that. But yeah, so I'm gonna do a couple of things before I head out, and then we're gonna get on the road, and then I'm gonna do some pulls and on the back roads. Super curvy, so like this car with having like BC coils on it, it really sticks to the road, which is really nice. clips of the car, a couple good ones. So I'm going to do a little editing and hopefully get you guys a video out by later tonight, if not early tomorrow morning. So as always, thank you guys so much for tuning into the video. My name is Chris, this is DSM Inc., and we will see you in the next one.